Ladies and gentlemen, this is TVP World. You're watching another edition of Military Mind, bringing you news from the front lines. I'm your host, Benjamin Lee. Russia unleashed another massive wave of drone attacks on Tuesday. Officials in Kyiv said that enemy forces launched at least 520 drones across Ukrainian regions. Authorities reported significant destruction as well as multiple civilian casualties. The Russian drone attacks caused power outages in the Chernihiv region. More than 30,000 households are currently without electricity. According to preliminary reports, Russian airstrikes in Lutsk and Khmelnytsky caused fires, destroyed property, and damaged buildings. In the Kirovohrad region, 5 people were injured in a Russian attack, and more than 20 trains were delayed. Meanwhile, following a speech by Vladimir Putin, the Ukrainian Foreign Ministry stated that Ukraine will never agree to legalize the Russian occupation of the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. The foreign minister went on to add that an immediate withdrawal of Russian troops is the only way to guarantee safety there. In this context, the public statements of the president of the Russian Federation about the introduction of new unknown management and control system over the plant should be regarded as evidence of an attempt to use the Zaporizhzhia plant as a military tool in the further conduct of the war against Ukraine. On the front line, Ukrainian defense forces have liberated the village of Udachne and the area around Pokrovsk. Over the course of 2 weeks, Ukrainian assault groups systematically cleared house after house and raised the Ukrainian flag over the village. Ukrainian forces also continued advancing near Konstantinivka. Authorities in Kyiv posted footage online of Russian forces conducting an unsuccessful platoon-sized mechanized assault consisting of 5 infantry fighting vehicles heading towards the outskirts of the settlement. At the Victory Day parade in Beijing, China unveiled its new DF-5C intercontinental ballistic missile, which has a range sufficient enough to strike targets anywhere on the planet. Now, these liquid fuel missiles were the centerpiece of the military show, underscoring China's global nuclear ambitions. In addition to the DF-5C, other new developments include the AJX-002 underwater drone and a laser weapon system, demonstrating Beijing's desire for a technological breakthrough in the field of armaments.
Сейчас проходит расчет народного ополчения. В него вошли женщины из районов страны, где в годы войны.
Analysts note that the demonstration of the Dongfang missile should serve as a signal to Washington and Moscow that China is ready to play the nuclear league on equal terms. At the same time, behind the pomp and circumstances lies an alarming trend. The world is once again sliding into an arms race, where the main argument is not diplomatic agreements, but megatons of explosives. The Beijing seems to have decided that power through demonstration works more effectively than diplomacy. And the scenario is very reminiscent of the Kremlin's methods. On one section of the front line, Russian soldiers on motorcycles came under attack when a Ukrainian suicide drone detonated nearby. Now, the blast threatened the group, but early reports says the Russians were not injured. Footage suggests the drone used in the strike may be from the STIG M12 series, although the motor placement does not match the stated model. So that has led to experts to question whether it was a modernized Ukrainian version or even a new design built for loitering strikes. The ground robotic unit of Ukraine's 93rd Brigade, Holodny Yar, continues targeting Russian logistics. In its latest strike, a ground drone loaded with explosives drove into a bridge used by Russian troops to move equipment and ammunition. An FPV drone triggered a detonation, destroying the crossing. The combined use of ground and air drones also hit Russian shelters that had provided cover for the units in the area. And the operation shows how coordinated robotic systems can cripple enemy logistics and limit their ability to maneuver. Ukrainian aircraft struck a building in the Kherson region that Russian forces had turned into a training center and command post. This facility, used to prepare personnel and coordinate operations, was completely destroyed. Video and satellite images show only debris left at the site. Military officials say the strike has severely disrupted Russian training and command in the Kherson area, eliminating a key logistical and training hub. Ukrainian aerial reconnaissance spotted a Russian armored group of 7 vehicles preparing for a mechanized assault in the Donetsk region. Coordinated strikes from FPV drones and the M142 HIMARS rocket system stopped the attack. 3 armored vehicles were destroyed by kamikaze drones, 2 more were hit and immobilized. 1 was taken out by HIMARS fire, and another Ukrainian unit finished off the last vehicle. Russian losses are estimated between 50 and 100 troops. The strike highlights Ukraine's ability to combine drones and rocket systems to destroy enemy forces before they can maneuver. And with that footage, we conclude this edition of Military Mind. But for more news, update, and commentary, please stay tuned to TVP World.